Merry Christmas from Santa
and Mrs. Claus
and our friends at Heart Full of Hallmark.
Remember to like and subscribe.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Heartful of Hallmark. We are so excited to be joined by Robbie from Finding Mr. Christmas, and we have another co-host with us today with Kat from the Cat Chat podcast. Thank you for coming on today.
Oh my gosh, so happy to be here chatting about all the things I love.
Yes, we can't wait to hear all about it.
So, as everybody knows, we usually have each person take a turn. Well, this time, since we have Kat on, Kat is going to go first, and then Kirsten, and then myself. And then if we have time, we'll sprinkle in some of the fan favorite questions that everybody likes. So, we are here to talk about season 2 of Finding Mr. Christmas. Look at all those guys. Man, do I feel bad because I don't look like them. But
You do.
in my own little way with my washboard abs and everything. No, I'm joking. I'm kidding. But we're here to talk about Finding Mr. Christmas and get to know a little bit about you as well. So we're going to let Kat go first.
All right. So, thank you for coming on, and I should tell you what you decide to start your journey finding out Mr. Christmas.
Yeah, it's a good question because from everything else that I kind of have been doing in my life, it seems a little different. Of course, I guess doing unscripted television is always a little different. But I mostly do theater here. I live in New York, and a lot of my background and what I grew up in my training was doing theater. And that's the thing that I really love to do. There's like something about the immediacy of an audience, and especially going through COVID, it made me realize just how important theater is because we really can't make that happen in so many spaces. But I felt like something had been missing from my life in the last few years. I started directing a lot more theater. I started teaching. I teach at NYU, and I run a musical theater program at the Stella Adler Studio here in New York. And I love that. Like, don't get me wrong. All of that like really fills me up. But I really was wanting to challenge myself as an actor. And this opportunity just came my way. I just got a message and thought about it a lot. And I have such a history with Hallmark, which we can talk about. But I really did grow up watching those movies with my mom. And there's such an emotional connection you have to those movies and to Hallmark, which I'm sure you totally understand. So I thought, this maybe seems like maybe not what I thought was going to be my next step, but all of the different dots kind of connected. And I always want to keep challenging myself. And this felt like a great way to challenge myself and also celebrate Christmas. And honestly and seriously, Jonathan Bennett has always been someone who I've looked up to in the LGBTQ plus community. And I just think the work that he does is really amazing. So it was kind of a no-brainer, like acting, Hallmark, and Jonathan Bennett. That all the dots pointed me in that direction.
Definitely. And I just wanted to say you were an NYU teacher that wanted to point out that Kristen and I are myself teacher too. I teach for the Deaf Hearing program at the public schools, and Kristen we're going to teach.
I teach first grade.
Oh, wow. Excellent. I feel like teaching
you about the t-shirts and all of that.
Totally. And a lot of the time, I wonder if you feel this way, that like teaching sometimes feels like performing. Do you know,
Yes.
you have an audience and you need to grab their attention, and you need to make sure that you're clearly articulating your thoughts. So in some ways they feel related.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I was in 5 shows in high school in big roles. So I get on stage, I miss performing. I was in show choir, Broadway class, everything. It was the greatest. I just miss it. And commanding somebody just to look at you and trying to grab somebody's attention is hard enough. But to keep it is the hardest thing in the world.
Absolutely.
Definitely. What is one thing that you learned about being on the show?
Oh gosh, I learned so many things from being on the show, but I think the biggest thing, it's interesting watching the episodes back, like we just had the first episode that came out, and I actually just saw the second episode a little early ahead of its premiere date. And so I'm reflecting. It's interesting to be really reflecting. You go through an experience, and then to have we went through this experience back in March, is when we filmed, and so to be watching it now and be reliving it all is and to have a videotape of it. It's almost like going on a vacation and then watching the videotape of the vacation. So I'm kind of reminded of the things that I learned. But the biggest thing right now is to never underestimate yourself. I think as we grow up and as we get older, we start to learn the things that we're good at and the situations that we feel comfortable in and the things that we do that we have felt success in the past or have gotten positive affirmation about. And then there are situations that we feel uncomfortable in or that we tend to avoid, or that, things that, well, it didn't work out my way, so I'm just not going to try that again. And that's, I think, your nervous system telling you to, protecting yourself. But when you're on this show, we're put in situations and, fun and incredible, and that can be, that are challenging, and that I think, oh, I won't be good at this, or this is something that one of these other people will be good at, because all 9 of the other guys are incredibly talented and gifted in their own way. But what I learned was actually I ended up surprising myself and being better at some of the challenges or situations that I was put in that I didn't quite think at first. And so I'm really trying to bring that into my own life now, of if I'm feeling uncomfortable, if I'm feeling, oh, I won't be good at that, or that's not my thing. Well, why? What if you just tried it? And if you were more open and went into the situation with positivity rather than telling myself that negative story, I think that I'm just going to surprise myself at how good I might be able to be at that situation or activity.
Definitely, because after watching the first season, finding Mr. Christmas is really nice for everybody to get to know to every different guy and what their talent in and what their connection in. And there's so many friendships and so many romances that happen. So, and I think this is not really like a trashy competitive show like these other reality shows. This is like a what the air, more healthy competition, because at the end, everybody wins. That's my opinion. Everybody wins. Because everybody goes out in their own direction in more Broadway, or actually goes down the Hallmark, or opens up their own production company, so whatever. So I can't wait to see you grow for the rest of season 2.
You're absolutely right. I feel like making it onto the show, becoming one of these 10 guys, was like really winning. There could almost be a TV show about getting onto the show, because it was not easy. They really, a lot of interviews, a lot of phone calls, a lot of sending in self-tapes, because I want to make sure that they have the right people and that they have the right people in the right group. So you're so right. Just getting onto the show felt like a win. And I think we all went there thinking that this was going to be a competition show, where we're eliminating each other. But what we really realized was that it was a show about community and how you can build community. And I also think that a lot of the time, I think media doesn't show men opening up and talking about the harder things in life, or the funny things, or the things that are wonderful, or the things that are hard. And so I just really feel like this show created a space for men to express their feelings. And what happens when you express your feelings, you realize, oh my gosh, that happened to me too. That happened. Marcus and I are about to, in the next couple episodes, get really close and open up and find that we have a lot that we are have a lot in common. And then that connects us. And now he's one of my very good friends today. So it's an exciting thing that's been created and that Hallmark has made.
Yeah, and I feel like Jonathan and Melissa do such a great job with supporting everybody and all of the guest judges that come on. They really just want everybody to succeed and come away with something that is helpful.
100%. And that's another reason why I did the show was I was able to have the benefit of watching the first season. So I was able to see like, okay, because I am a huge reality television fan. I love reality TV. There's so many shows that I watch, but let's face it, like a lot of it is about tearing each other down or fighting. And that's like how they get their viewership. But this was so much, so not about that. And that's not the goal of the show. And I love in some interviews, Jonathan talks about, he wanted to create a reality show, but asked the question like, what if we were lifting each other up instead of tearing each other down? And I think that he's obviously onto something here.
Looking back onto the show for a challenge or a moment, is there anything that you wish you could change or you had another chance?
Oh yeah. Let me tell you, like on the show, when they say we have 15 minutes to memorize a scene and we only have one take, that's real. Like they don't give us, there's no like we've had the scripts for weeks or days or we're getting to film it over again. And I would say like that's a big difference from having the job or real life and the show. Like even in auditions, most times you get to do 2 takes of a scene when you go in with a casting director and you're taping. Oh no, am I? Oh,
you're back.
But also now I'm thinking like when I was doing General Hospital, like we really only did do 1 take and then, you're on to the next one. So, but I don't know, in that skiing challenge that for this last week, when I really called Janelle Parrish a jerk, like I had no idea that I did that until 4 months later when Jonathan FaceTimed me one day and he was like, we're putting together episode 1. And did you know you called Janelle Parrish a jerk? And I was like, I told him I did not do that. Like I thought maybe he heard it wrong or something. But sometimes you like just black out. And then the next line I say, or like at the end of that line, I say that jerk talking about the other guy. So it wasn't like completely out of nowhere, but I would love to go back and do that scene and not call gorgeous, talented, famous Janelle Parrish a jerk.
Yeah, definitely. When I watched that episode, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. Really?
But even as like a viewer, like we could all tell like that you had no idea that you even said that. Because then when they did like the interview after too, there was like, there's no way he even knows. Because you just had such a wholesome reaction.
I didn't know for 3 or 4 months later. Yeah.
I felt so bad. As soon as I'm like, jerk girl. Oh my God.
But you know what? Like some of my favorite reality TV moments, or like some of the biggest like reality TV people, they have their reputations born out of like mistakes that they've made and they've just embraced them. So I think I'm gonna have t-shirts made called Beautiful Jerk Girl. And we're just gonna like spin it into something. So
Yes.
Coming to Walmart 2027.
Totally. Beautiful Jerk Girl.
Definitely. I'll buy that shirt.
Perfect.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That's such a good question. Where do I see myself in 5 years? Well, I'll start from the personal. Like I see myself married to my partner with a home just outside the city and like 3 dogs and maybe a child or getting ready for a child to have to be a dad. And I think professionally, I would love to be working on a TV show like 3 or 4 months out of the year. Let's say like in my dream world, okay, a Hallmark TV show. I really love like true crime and mysteries. So I'm kind of into like the mistletoe murders that are on Hallmark right now. So I'd love to be on some sort of like Christmas, like Sherlock Holmes kind of TV show, working on that at Hallmark. And then spending the rest of my time working on theater here in New York. So like putting up a new play. I love new work, finding like new playwrights and discovering their work and helping them develop that. And then let's say bringing one of their plays to London, because London is my favorite city. If I could live anywhere, it would be there. So I'll say that. I'll say developing new theater and here in New York, and then bringing it to London on the time off from the Mistletoe Murders too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be a great character for the true crime or detective. I think that would be the part of the true crime that show for Hallmark, definitely.
Yeah, there's other like podcasts and commentary from just the beginning that think that I would be really good at playing the villain. So maybe I'm also the nice guy who turns into the villain on the show.
That would be neat. Yeah.
Definitely.
That'd be a nice turn. Hallmark goes Lifetime.
Totally. You heard it here first.
And now we move on to Kirsten's questions.
How did it feel when you first met Melissa and Jonathan? What was the best pieces of advice that you received from them?
Oh my gosh. When I did meet Jonathan before he came in the house on camera.
Okay.
When we were waiting in the cars, when I was waiting with Drake in the car, Jonathan came by just to check on us and make sure we were okay. And I meet like a lot of like famous people or TV folks, like just like here in New York and like working my job. But I was definitely starstruck meeting him because I just was so excited to be meeting him, but also like we were about to embark on this big project together that I knew so much was riding on. And I think my first feeling was, I don't want to let him down. Like he brought me here on the show, and I know that it's a big deal to be here. And I just wanted to be everything he hoped that I would be. So that was like a lot to put on myself. So I kind of had to like work through that. And then honestly, I'll move into the advice, because he really impressed upon us on camera and off camera that the best thing we can do is to just really be ourselves and to just be like unapologetically ourselves. He was like, we know all of you through and through because of all the interviews and things that we had to do to get onto the show. And he said that we're all here because of who we are. And he just wanted us to really express ourselves and be ourselves. And so that kind of made me think, okay, well, the best thing I can do to not let him down is just like let go of that and release that and just be myself and say what I'm thinking and kind of really be who I am. So that was helpful. And then honestly, I think Melissa Peterman is honestly one of the funniest people I know. And there could be an entire show of her outtakes from the show, because what you see on camera is like 1/16 of all the jokes that she makes. And so, I actually will tell you, like, there's going to be another little special thing that happens later on in the season where you're going to get to see some behind the scenes of Melissa and all of her jokes, because she is so funny and you can't even imagine all the things that don't get aired, she says. And it's none of it's scripted. It's just her coming up with stuff and her making Jonathan laugh and Jonathan making her laugh. So they're a perfect pair together.
Yes, they really are. One of my favorite things was in last season when they did the improv episode, and Melissa was just hilarious with BJ that entire time. Like their dialogue together, they were so on, and she just kept everybody laughing. Like it was the best.
And that's honestly who they are in real life too. Yeah. Like I can really attest to that. Like Melissa was here in New York recently and we went to go see a show together, and she just like has me laughing all the time. Like she's just the best. Puts you at ease. She puts us at ease. That's her secret. I think that's her superpower, is making us feel relaxed, because then we're able to do our best work.
And after you got cast, did you start practicing for like the face-offs with friends and family to be prepared for the challenges?
Oh, it's a good question, because we talked to a lot of the guys, like what were they doing to get ready for the show? Like obviously you're working out and you're like eating well and you're trying to get a lot of sleep and everything. But I watched the first season probably like 3 times. Like I just like kept going through, because I was like, really wanting to understand, learn as much as I could before I got there, like kind of what they were looking for and everything like that. But I wasn't really practicing the challenges because I knew they were going to be different. Because, like I said, I watch so much reality TV. I know that they don't really do the same things. And I figured the same was going to be true for the show. And it was. We were doing very different things. You know, I mean, our first episode was a 3-person meet cute scene, but it was not in a florist shop. It was on a ski mountain. Do you know?
Yeah.
So it's like that. And you've seen previews of the second episode, which, you know, it's a photo shoot challenge, except they're not posing with puppies. We're posing 30 feet up in the air, you know. So there was really no way getting ready for that. But I'll say that what I did start thinking about was I knew there was going to be a talent show because they did a talent show in season 1. I knew there was going to be a talent show in season 2. So I really started practicing my talent, and I will not say what mine is right now because I want you to be surprised when you actually see it. So that was the one thing I was getting ready for.
And I saw on Instagram how supportive Gina Claire was, and she like said that's my guy on like one of your posts. So what has it been like getting to connect with like the Hallmark stars, but also like the Hallmark community with the fans?
Oh my gosh. Well, let me tell you, Gina Claire and I have been friends for like 7 or 8 years. Like very long time. Her best friend we have a mutual best friend, Mary Kate Morrissey. Mary Kate was Elphaba and the tour and on Broadway and Wicked and Mean Girls and everything like that. And Mary Kate and I were best friends from college. We moved to New York City together. We lived in Syracuse together. We lived in New York together. She's just one of my favorite people. So, and before she was with her husband, before Mary Kate was with Trevor, I would fly out on tour to meet her wherever she was, like every few months, because it gets really lonely and there's a lot of pressure in those 2 roles. If you know that musical, who doesn't know that musical? I mean, we're just so excited for it to come out. But I would go out on tour, and then Gina Claire was obviously her Glinda almost the whole time, and they were out on tour for like 15 months. I mean, it was like a really long contract because clearly Wicked loves them, and then moved them to Broadway. So Gina Claire and I would hang out all the time and just got to know each other and just like really loved each other. And we're always kind of having side conversations about taking care of Mary Kate, like making sure she has what she needs. And I'd always like text Gina Claire like, hey, how's she doing? So we've always been really close. And I remember when Gina Claire started doing, when she did the Rockette, the Holiday Spectacular. We were all so excited for her. And so when I got the show, I'm not supposed to say this, but I reached out to her. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this thing. And she just was so supportive. So it's so cool to kind of be in this universe with her and to be supporting her and having her support me. And I have to say, I saw an early screening of A Newport Christmas, her new Hallmark movie coming out, and it is so good. And Wes, who she plays opposite, I just met him recently too, and he's incredible. So be on the lookout for that movie too. And I can't say enough good things about Gina Claire, and it's just wonderful to keep watching your friends succeed and being able to support them, and getting their support in return means everything, because Gina Claire is like such a legend in the Hallmark universe now.
Yeah, I absolutely loved like her Rockettes movie, and like she's an incredible singer, and I would love to see like you two maybe one day get to do like a musical Hallmark Christmas movie together. That would be incredible.
Totally. I completely agree. From your lips to the Hallmark producer's ears.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of her, I've messaged her on Instagram. She's a sweetheart. God, I love her. And we're this close to getting her. We're this close. But you know how busy she is. She has a movie coming out, cruise, and all the renovating and kids and everything else. So we're trying to work out the timing, but we can't wait. And thank you. Plug. This Sunday, A Newport Christmas airs on Hallmark Channel, 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go to Friendly, go to your DVR, watch it live, rewatch it, and tag us on Instagram and tell them that we sent you, because we just love that. And Robbie, we can't wait to see what you do in the Hallmark community very, very soon, because we could have Mr. Christmas right here. We don't know. We ain't gonna say nothing, but we'll find out in probably 8 or 9 quick weeks. So stay tuned. We got a lot more.
And if you could make your dream Hallmark movie, what would your plot be? Where would you film it? And who would be your dream co-star?
Oh my gosh, this is a good one. Well, we've kind of already talked about Jen and Claire, and we've already talked about my love of mysteries. So I'm just going to pick something. I'm going to pick some completely different things
Okay.
to give you a different answer. I would love to film something like in Scotland. Like I'd love to go there and film something like in Edinburgh. So maybe it's like there's like an acting company in Scotland, and there's two company members from that are putting on the play, and it's like a period piece in Scotland, and they originally are not getting along, and they're fighting, and they're bickering over the production in their Scottish accents, but then slowly they realize that it's a flirtation, and they fall in love in the Scottish hillside. And the production, the play they're putting on, is a complete smashing success. And as the snow comes down, everything is resolved.
That sounds perfect.
I'm going to take us into a bit of a different direction. We're still going to talk about the show, but I'm going to go into the making of it. But first, were you nervous about meeting any of the other guys, and how easy was it to bond with them on and off camera?
Yeah, of course I was like definitely nervous about meeting the other guys because I didn't know what they were going to be like. And I honestly kind of think our season, the guys just seem, and I can't describe it, I can't put my finger on it, but the guys just seem like different. I just feel like we're very different from the season 1 guys. So I had no idea who was going to walk through those doors. And when we meet each other for real on camera, that's when we actually met each other in real life. So there was that was all very real. So yeah, I was nervous because I wanted to make friends, but at the same time, I wasn't there to make friends. Like I was there to like win a show, but like we talked about, it ended up being something completely different where, winning the show really kind of was leaving with 9 other really good friends. And then here's the thing, the cameras are almost never off. Like they are always on us. There was like 8 cameras on, and we are always mic'd up. So we were always talking as if the cameras are on, but after like the first couple days, you kind of forget and you kind of like normalize to it. And we're able to talk, but we weren't able to have our phones on set. So, which was kind of a beautiful thing. So no one's in their phone, like you're just talking and you're just realizing a lot about each other. So I think that bonded us quicker than we would have like if you weren't in the real world. And also no one can understand the experience we went through unless other than those other 9 guys, So we kind of went through something so special together that our group chat, our texting, we have like 4 group chats. It's like kind of confusing. But we're always talking, and we're so such a brotherhood and so connected because of that. We went through something so special together, and now we're doing all of the press for it. So we just were in LA together a month ago, and then we were in LA together last week. And I'm going back to LA in a couple weeks. So like now we're, it's like the show is like still going. We're still seeing each other and continuing those bonds. So it's pretty, what started as a bundle of nerves ended just in the best kind of relationship.
We have a couple more of the guys coming on. We're not going to spoil who on camera because we don't want to spoil anything, but off camera, we're just going to tell you, so you'll be the only one who knows.
Oh, great. Good.
But speaking of filming, since you said the cameras are always on, you're always mic'd up, what is a day of filming like for this show?
Oh, what a good question. Yeah, we're up early. Like, I think we're up at like sometimes like 5:30 or 6, and then we're getting to set. And let me tell you, they take such good care of us. Like, I mean, even better than like when I've been like bigger parts on like other TV shows. The food is incredible. So every morning we're brought to craft services, and I mean, they're like making omelets and like French toast, and there's like donuts. Of course, I'm like the first few days I was like just eating like eggs and vegetables, but then by the end I was like, where are the donuts, please? And then we eat breakfast for and then we drive over to hair and makeup, which is in the house, and we kind of take turns going from hair and makeup to audio to get mic'd up to wardrobe to find out like what they want to put us in for that day, or if we're getting into something that we wear for the other day, because sometimes we're filming a whole episode a day, or sometimes it's mixed up a little bit. So then we kind of like round robin through all of that, and then we'll start. We'll pick up from like wherever we were before. So sometimes it's like an elimination that we're doing, or sometimes we jump right into a challenge, or we call it reality, where we're like hanging out in the house, and then we kind of go from there. So every day really is different from there, depending on what we're filming. And then at the end of the day, a few people will go in and do confessional interviews, like the interview portions. And then the rest of us would go to Panda Express and get dinner, and then go back to our hotels and fall asleep.
So there's all our questions. But since we have you a little bit longer,
Yeah.
let's go into just a couple different things just to get to know you, but also a little bit more about the show. And we'll go into a bit of this or that. So one thing that I really want to bring up is, what was your reaction to seeing these colors on Jonathan and Melissa day one? Because I'm telling you what, I didn't think snow could get any brighter. They came out and they made it pop.
You know, you can't imagine what our, like, I know it's bizarre to think about us skiing and going down the mountain skiing and doing a scene, but we had to drive there for like an hour, and we drove there in those red trucks, and we had the cameras on us. You know, there was so much content that, you know, you don't see that. But we were like, well, I wonder what we're doing. I wonder what, and someone was like, are we going skiing? And we were like, they would never do that. Like, I was like one of two people that knew how to ski, and the rest of them had never been on skis before. And then we see them before they tell, you know, when they tell us that we're skiing on camera, that's when we found out we were really skiing. I mean, all of that is very real, but we did see them in those snowsuits before. So I remember so to answer your question, my first reaction wasn't, oh my God, they're so bright or they're so crazy. It was, why are they in ski suits? We couldn't possibly be skiing. So I was more like kind of freaked out or like nervous than I was like, you know, about the color of the ski suits, because I just could not believe they put us on skis doing scenes day one when most people hadn't skied before. It was so wild, but I think it made for really good TV.
It really did. And I was so shocked that they did that to you guys on day one. I was like, whoa, we're like really getting into it already.
It sets the tone for the whole season.
Right into already. Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah. And you know what, though? It was so much fun. It was so much fun. We had such a blast doing it. And our ski outfits also looked kind of cute. So
They did.
They did. Going back to a stage show, since you have been to a lot of Broadway shows, what are a couple of your favorite shows you've been to live, besides ones with somebody you know in them?
Oh, what a good question. Well, I'll say like my three, I'll like give you a bunch of like quick answers. My three favorite musicals of all time are Rent, Wicked, and Into the Woods. Two of those, you know, are not on Broadway right now, but those are just the shows that I love so much that are kind of why I do what I do. But two shows that are on Broadway right now that I just saw that are fantastic, that if you're in New York or you're coming here for the holiday season, it's a play called Liberation. It's so beautiful. It's mostly women, and it jumps back and forth from like the 70s to present day. Just really excellent. And then there's a play called Little Bear Ridge Road. Laurie Metcalf is in it. I think she does no wrong. And so I'll plug the two of those. Those were really excellent. And the show I'm most excited to see is Leah Michelle in Chess, because it's supposed to be really good. She's supposed to be excellent.
There's one show I was so angry. I had tickets and then I had to cancel it. It was Jeff Daniels in To Kill a Mockingbird, and he was Atticus Finch.
Yes.
I almost went, and then our bus got canceled to go there, so we got a full refund for everything except for our tickets, because Broadway, there's no refunds. So, you know.
Oh, that's the worst. I'm so sorry that happened.
Maybe eventually he'll do it again. I'm hoping. If not, then if somebody else, it's fine.
Totally. Yeah, that would have been a good one.
So let's get to know you a little bit. This is our game, Would You Rather? And then we'll go into a quick version of this or that, and then just some general questions.
Sounds good.
So Kirsten's going to start us off right here with a big one that hits the Hallmark people right in the heart.
Would you rather become a regular on Heartland or When Calls the Heart?
Oh, this is a hard one. I saw Heartland first, so I'll say Heartland.
Okay. And there's tons of Hallmark people on that, so you really can't go wrong with either one.
Totally.
I think this question has fit nobody else better than Robbie. Would you rather sing in a movie or be serenaded?
Oh, interesting. I'll say sing it. I'll say sing in a movie. I don't sing a lot very often. I'll say that, but I'll say sing in a movie.
Kat, do you want to ask this one?
Sure. Would you rather watch a rom-com or write a rom-com?
My gosh, what a good question, because I've kind of just started writing or dabbling in writing. I never thought it was something I'd wanted to do. So I'll say write a rom-com.
Would you rather be in a Star Wars movie or a Marvel movie?
Star Wars movie. That would be so cool.
I
Who
totally
wants
agree.
a Jedi?
Yeah. Everyone wants to be a Jedi.
And then let's go into just regular questions and end off with the this or that Christmas movie edition. We'll go with this one first. Who was your first celebrity crush?
We'll make this easy and say Jonathan Bennett. I mean, like, Mean Girls came out like when I was in middle school, and he's Aaron Samuels. I mean, come on. He does look sexy with his hair pushed back.
Here we go.
Who's some Hallmark stars that you'd like to do a movie with other than Gina?
Oh my gosh, what a good question. You know, and I know this has already been announced, so I'm not ruining anything, but my answer to this definitely was Hunter King. And I did get to work with her on the, well, maybe I work with her on the show, maybe. And I would love to do a full movie with her. I think that'd be really great. I just think she's like really funny, heartfelt, and like an incredibly kind person to meet and to work with. So
yeah, she has like the perfect balance of like that bubbly personality and like fun and lighthearted.
Completely, and that's totally who she is as a person too.
This is kind of going back to the craft services. But what was the first thing you went for at the craft service table?
Honestly, this is the first thing that pops out. Like, the donuts were like handmade. I don't know, like they were frying them in the back and then bringing them out. They were like warm. So when I tell you we were taken care of, I mean, this was like top notch, really, really delicious. But yeah, I'll say the donuts.
I didn't add this last one in there, but with Amanda not here, you said you work on General Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
What was your experience like on there? And tell us a little bit about who you were and what you did on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be honest with you, I didn't actually watch a lot of soap operas or General Hospital before I did the show. So I didn't know a lot about the world or anything before I jumped in. But I was on the show about 3 summers ago, and I played like a pool guy at the what's the town called? But the at like the pool scene, and kind of like was stirring up the drama. Like I was always going around and being like, oh, what about that person over there? And what about that person over there? And like kind of getting them to like, you know, spill the drama about each other. So I kind of was like a little naughty, I guess you could say. And let me tell you, I have such a respect for all of those folks on that show, but primarily those women that have been doing it for like decades. Mm-hmm. I mean, they will get a new script, a new page for the scene. They'll just look at it for 10 seconds. They'll put it in their purse, and then we'll film the scene perfect. They're wonderful. They're grounded. They're making choices. They're authentic. You believe them. And then we're done. And then we're moving on. They do one take and then we keep going. So it is a different skill than theater, where you're rehearsing it for weeks and, you're really kind of crafting it, mining the story and everything like that. It's just a different way of working. They get it. It's so fast. We do it. We move on. We're going. They know their cameras. They know their angles. It's just the craft is incredible. So I definitely learned a lot about working efficiently from them. And I think that really helped me on the show, actually, because on the show, we were looking at things quickly, making choices, moving on, filming at once. So that probably really helped me when I look back at it.
And since we only have a couple more minutes with you, let's go into This or That Christmas, and then we will have everybody plug all their social media and then plug the show one more time before we end it off.
Cool.
No, you want to go first and then me and then Kat, and we'll go that way?
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect. Since we have 6, each of us will get to do 2.
Okay.
Would you rather watch Home Alone or Elf?
Oh my gosh, you are really just making it difficult. I'm going to say Home Alone. I mean, it's just like when I was a kid, like watching that growing up, it was so good. And Home Alone 2, honestly, is like my favorite. But I'll say Home Alone.
Too. I love Home Alone too. Christmas Vacation or How the Grinch Stole Christmas?
Oh my gosh, these are honestly 2 of my favorites. But I think I would say Christmas Vacation. Although I do love the Grinch, I could say every word in the Grinch movie, but Christmas Vacation just like makes me belly laugh to my core.
Yes.
And this next one is Cats.
Okay.
Okay, this one is a little bit easier for me because do you know what? I've never seen Scrooged before. I've never seen it. But A Christmas Story is one of my favorite Christmas movies because that like runs on like 24-hour like repeat, and I grew up like watching that with my dad, and so it's like a really sweet memory I have with my dad and his family. And the first play I ever got paid to be in was the play A Christmas Story, and I played Scott Farkas the bully. So I know that one very, very well. Oh, you're getting me excited to watch all the Christmas movies.
Yes.
Here.
Well, it is the first true day of the Christmas season. Unless you're in the Hallmark world, which on Hallmark Plus is 24/7. I mean, Hallmark just started literally 2 weeks ago. There's no bad time for Christmas, but
I've been celebrating Christmas since the spring, and it's like been nonstop. So I'm really ready for it this year.
Would you rather watch Christmas with the Cranks or the Santa Claus?
Oh my gosh. Probably the Santa Claus. Although Christmas with the Cranks is really funny, but the original Santa Claus, I mean, that sparked like a massive franchise and, so many things now.
Oh, this is 2 of my favorites. So would you rather watch The Holiday or Love Actually?
These are 2 of my favorites. And one of the reasons why I wanted to go to London so badly, and actually the Cotswolds where the holiday takes place. Yeah. I just was there in June. I went on like a bus tour by myself to the Cotswolds because of The Holiday, because I love that movie so much. But I'm gonna say Love Actually. I mean, like that movie just like totally gets me. I love that movie.
I'm a huge Nancy Meyers fan, so I love The Holiday.
Totally, it's so good.
And then our last one is this.
I can't see the movie, so I can't see
is it
not? So that's why I missed my turn.
So this one is It's a Wonderful Life or White Christmas.
Oh, so difficult. But I'm gonna say White Christmas. I'm a musical theater person in my heart. So, and honestly, I think I've seen White Christmas 100 times. Like I could just watch it over and over and over again. Oh man, how lucky are we that we're going into Christmas season and can watch all these movies?
It's so exciting.
Yeah.
But you know what you all should be watching every single Monday at 8 o'clock on the Hallmark Channel is this little show with these all just gorgeous guys. I mean, come on. These are like prime. But 8 o'clock on Hallmark Channel, next day Hallmark Plus, Finding Mr. Christmas. we might have Mr. Christmas right here. We don't know. We
Only
don't
time
know.
will tell. Gotta
Yes.
keep watching on Hallmark on Mondays, 8:00. Next day on Hallmark Plus.
And for everybody, I'm gonna let Kat go first. Where can we find you on social media?
Hey, you can find me at Cat Chat Podcast on Instagram, on YouTube.
Kirsten, where can we find you?
You can find me on at Kierst_Hendershot on Instagram, and then also on our podcast page at Heartful of Hallmark.
And you can find me at Noah Kaser _ on Instagram and the Hallmark podcast, Heartful of Hallmark, as well as right here. Every single time we have an interview, clips are posted every single week on YouTube and Instagram. Robbie, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Mr. Robbie Simpson.
And until next time, everybody, you won't believe the lineup we have coming up because we've got some really big stars, big interviews. It's going to be a wild time, but we wouldn't change it for the world. Till next time, everybody, like and subscribe for more and keep your heart full of Hallmark.